You don't have any weed, do you?
Don't smoke weed and teach yoga?
Nope.
Shame. Welcome back, everybody, to Yoga in the Crypt with me, the Crypt Keeper, in the Death Comes Lifting Patreon page realm. We stream yoga classes from this very location, this very secret, nondescript location in Pittsburgh, in the suburbs, in my room, my bedroom. 3 times a week on the Lifting Dead Army Patreon page. The last video you may have seen, we can link that somewhere, is downstairs in the crypt, and that's more of a workout video, like a functional fitness, we call that Crypt Boot Camp video. This shit is going to be just traditional yoga, flexibility, stretches. This is kind of like the end of the day practice, just to loosen up your tight muscles and like sink into cold slumber of death. That's what we're going to do. So just basic yoga. You ready? We're not selling DMX shirts, but we are selling these joggers, and they're really good for yoga and to chill out alongside your aliens and tombstones and you're friends with. Anyway, if you want to follow along, follow along. Throw on some music, hang out. We're going to hold stretches for a little bit and just get into it. We're going to connect with our breath. I want you to breathe through your nose, from your belly, always, and start in Child's Pose. You know Child's Pose. Butt towards your heels. We're getting into it. Let your head drop on the floor. And just take long, deep breaths through your nose. Feel your belly fill up with air when you breathe in. And pull your belly button in towards your spine when you breathe out. Hi, didn't even see you there in Child's Pose. So y'all are holding this. Now we're going to come up to all fours. Tabletop pose. We always in yoga do our cat-cow stretches as we've went over before. Cow, you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, look up, breathe out, round your back, squeeze your belly in, pull the chin towards the chest, and just flow through that at your own pace for like 30 seconds. If you feel like you need to hold one stretch a little longer than the other, do it. You don't gotta listen to me, listen to you. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. Just hold it for a few breaths. Wherever you're at, man, let's take one more, each direction. And then from here, on our last cat, hold your cat, squeeze your belly, breathe all the air out. And then breathe in, tuck your toes, straighten them for downward dog. Work your heels towards the ground, hips up, arms straight. Let your chin come towards your chest and let your head be heavy. And we're going to hang out here for a few breaths so you can pedal your heels. If your heels can't reach the ground, they will. The more you do it, the more you practice, we'll become undead flexible warriors. But until then, you can take as much movement, as much regression in each pose as you need to feel comfortable. The aim of this practice isn't to get a real workout or anything. It's go for comfort and go for the stretch. However you can best feel the muscles in the pose is how you should do it. Take 2 more breaths. Keep your arms straight. Look ahead of you, shift your hips forward, and we're coming into just a straight arm plank. Push the ground away, round your back, brace your core. Just to activate your core, we're just going to hold this for a little bit. The key is to breathe like you're resting. Like we're in Child's Pose. If you trick your mind into thinking you're doing an easy pose and breathing like it's easy, it's easy. I learned that. I read The Alchemist like twice. Same thing. great book.
Love it.
Paulo Coelho's a beast.
Changed my life.
Every line in that book means something. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, bring your feet a little together, and then drop both heels to the right. Bring your left hand up. Look towards your left hand for just a side plank for a few seconds. I know I promised a non-workout class, but if you just heat up the core a little bit, spend the rest of the time stretching and cooling down, makes it a lot more effective. Let's come through to the left. Spin the heels to the left, bring the right hand up. Just take like 3 breaths. And come down to regular plank. And you can either drop straight down or drop your knees, then your chest, and then your chin. Slide forward and lift up into cobra. Squeeze your glutes together, look up, helps your lower back. And if you want to, you can untuck your toes, come up onto the tops of the feet for upward dog. Drop your knees and we're gonna hit child's pose for 3 breaths. Exhale on your way back. Stay here for 3 breaths. See if you can open your knees a little wider. Stretch your hips a little more. And just fall into it. On your next inhale, let's slide back up to either cobra or upward dog. So bring your chin and your chest in between your thumbs. Straighten out your arms, look up. And then back to down dog. Let's lift your right leg up. Open stack your hips to the left. Look under the right armpit. I'm going to open up the hips. You can't be rock and roll if you've got tight hips. We want loose hips always. So at the end of the day, square your hips off, knee to nose, step it through. Let's do a side angle stretch. Bring your right hand up, look towards your right hand. At the end of the day, no matter what workout I did or anything like that, I always stretch the hips, the hamstrings, and the quads. It's one thing people have been asking me on this fitness journey. We're going to come up to a half kneeling lunge. Untuck your left toes, bend into your right knee so you stretch the left hip flexor and your psoas muscle right here. And we're just going to hold it just like this. For most people, that's a super intense stretch and this is all you need. So hang out here. But as I was saying, on this fitness journey, I don't know if any of you have noticed I'm getting like significantly more jacked and beefy. A lot of people are asking me, how do you stay flexible and maintain your level of yoga, just godly expertise throughout that process? The answer is you just have to do this like every day. Just really stretch your hips, really stretch your core. And just because you're lifting heavy and your muscles are sore, it's no excuse to not stretch. So we just have to hold these for a long amount of time, which is why I'm talking, to make the time go fast. Straighten out this right leg. Toe up towards you, flex your quad. Draw your left hip forward, right hip back, so your pelvis is even. And then fall forward as deep as you can. And stretch this hamstring. And any hamstring stretch when your legs are straight, it's always good to remind yourself to flex the quad and point the toes back towards you, and that will relax your hamstring more. And you can sink a little deeper into it. Forehead towards the knee. Our bodies are crazy machines when you think about it. You just have to send it signals and it adapts. You know, there's basically nothing you can't do. You can be big and strong and flexible too. You just gotta do this a lot. Let's bring both your hands inside your right foot. Bring that right knee open to the side a little bit. We're in this like lizard lunge variation. So this is full lizard. If you tuck your toes and bring your knee up, that's a lizard lunge. We're in a little bit of a deeper version of that, so we're going to drop the knee. And if you can, if you are Venom or Spider-Man, bring your elbows to the floor and look up. For most people, this is probably too much, so just, especially if you're a beginner, stay where you're comfortable, where your body's yelling at you, do that. But even if you're more advanced than that, you can bend your left leg, grab your ankle with your right hand, reinforce that quad stretch. And on every exhale, pull your heel in closer towards your glutes, and smile and wave to your alien friends. Gotta put more batteries in him. He used to do a funny dance, now he just stands there like he's pissed off, but I think he's happy. Hope he's happy. We haven't named him yet. He'll come to me. Alright, so now we're going to come back up to downward dog. Through that, however's easy for you to get there, let's make that happen. And then we're going to do that same thing to the left side. So the left leg lifts, you open stack your hips, look under your left armpit, high. Step it through. Side angle on the other side. Bring your right knee down. We're going to come up into this kneeling lunge. We're going to hold it for what seems like an inordinate amount of time, but you need to hold your stretches this long. Well, product placement. To send your muscles the right signals to relax and become flexible. So you have to hold it for an uncomfortable amount of time. Probably even longer than I'm doing in this video for time's sake purposes. So you usually could just...
Like you said.
You could get stoned and just hang out here, listen to music in this position, watching movies, shooting pictures for your OnlyFans page.
Side nipple shot.
You're gonna have to pay more for the full one. X gonna give you that nipple. He's gonna give it to you if you join the OnlyFans page. For those that know, you know, I can't reveal it on public YouTube format or we'll get kicked out. But if you're interested, send the cameraman a message. He'll make sure I receive it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure. He'll make sure it goes to a good place. Just like anybody that takes our live yoga class events, if you want to leave us drugs in the bathroom, we'll make sure that they're properly disposed of. I think that's a good way to be. We're just doing the same thing we did to the other side on this left side. So kneeling lunge, half splits. So that was a half split pose with your legs straight. And now we're into this lizard variation. And if you want to get extra weird with it, reminder to say hi to your alien friends. On in. Man, now I can't stop looking at my side nipple.
Sorry.
That's a full nipple now.
Not bad.
Now I gotta try to keep it covered up or else no one's gonna subscribe. It's okay. Bruce Lee
giving too much away.
Give way too much away.
For free.
For free. If anyone wants this stage worn DMX shirt, that's gonna cost you $6,000. Flat. Plus shipping actually. Shipping's expensive. Trust me.
I'm gonna put a blurred bar where your nipple is.
Thank you.
Blurred, I got you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the camera. Get you a cameraman that will do that for you, ladies. The very disease-free cameraman, I may add.
Every time.
Send it back to down dog. At least for now. At least the last time I tested him, he was negative. He's very positive, but he's also negative. Do what you will with that information. Oh, good. Let's bring it back to plank for a second. Drop your hips down, keep your toes tucked, look up, then untuck your toes one at a time. See that control? Work on that. Mm-hmm. Harder than you may think. That's your challenge. There are people at home. Upward dog. Back to child's pose for 3 breaths. And since our hips are so loose, we're gonna do a move that our godfather, one of our inspirations in life, James Brown always did. We're getting into the splits. That's why I've always wanted to do a split, basically because of James Brown. And now I'm here. You can do it too. So we're going to come back to that half kneeling pose and come into this half splits pose that we worked on already. And then basically how you learn to do this is you slowly inch your forward leg forward and your back leg back until you get to the point that you just can't do it anymore. And for most people, it's about there, or maybe even less than that. So the point is you have to hold this for like minutes at a time, like until you're physically sick of holding it, basically. And then every now and then, you'll be able to go deeper, deeper. I'm not trying to kick my alien over until this just becomes routine.
I'm talking about you.
You call my again? Damn. I was trying not to make a joke this whole video. That was my goal. The camera made a joke for me.
I just didn't know if you were talking about the alien.
Or my to kick over. Yeah. Anyway, if you practice these splits every day, not only will your not hurt because it's used to the heavy contact with the ground, but this just becomes routine. Like, this is no problem. You'll get there if you want to be. Then maybe you can even fall forward. And I guess, technically, since this does stretch, like your groin muscles and pulls like your inner thighs apart, it's not even a joke. It definitely can make your appear larger. Because it's not even a joke. It pulls away the excess flesh and it gets to hang looser. What more does anybody want? What more can anybody ask? Guys and girls. You know? Mm-hmm. Guys, your girlfriends will be jealous of you because you have more open and flexible hips than they do. So we'll see who's laughing now. Not speaking from personal experience at all. Yeah, it's a flex that you can pull if you want to. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're welcome. And this is free. I hope you know. Imagine what you can get when you subscribe to the Lifting Dead Army's Patreon page or our super secret OnlyFans page. So we're doing that same thing once again on the left side. Just go to the point that you're cool with. Listen to your body first, secondly. Listen to me. It's my boy, Akonda Yoga. Don't sleep on Akonda Yoga.
I'm throwing that link.
Yeah, he's the homie. If you ever get sick of me, go to him. Go to him first, probably, actually. And then you're here. Yeah, he's the dude.
So much for care.
Yeah, he's the homie. He's good. He'll teach you how to breathe. Mm-hmm. He has funnier sayings than I do. Go figure. Hold according to your strength and bring it back. Bring it back, kids. Now let's just walk your hands forward. We're going to fall on your belly. Extend your arms out to a T. Look to the left. Your right cheek's on the ground. We're going to bend your left leg and bring your foot over to your right hand. So we're stretching out your pec, your lower back, and your hips. You know, look up, so opens the chest like something mean. You just hold this for like a minute.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Never seen that one.
It's a scorpion.
It's really good.
Scorpion of death.
Scorpion, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's real. It's real. Scorpion. So you can probably see it better from this side. So you're like a scorpion in the desert, stinging its tail. That's the idea. Bam. Open pecs too.
I need that.
Yeah. Welcome. Trying to give you some bang for your buck.
Killing it.
So let's come back to center. We're going to come into bow pose. You don't know bow pose? Maybe start with a half bow pose, which is like bending your left leg or right leg and reaching back to grab your ankle. While you're balanced on your forearm in front of you. That's like a prep for the back bend, and you do that on each side. And this would be more of a full bow pose. Extend your legs away. Look up. And the only thing contacting the ground is your belly button. But if you have it the size of the cameraman, it probably will be the only thing on the ground.
True.
Seriously.
First.
Bring it on up. Upward dog or cobra. Now we're going to sit on your butt. If you want to do a fancy transition to your butt, go ahead. Not, you can flop around. Get on your butt. Do a basic forward fold. I'm not calling you basic or the stretch basic. Didn't mean it like that. Just as simple. I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. So I'll explain this one a little more. I probably should. Inhale, reach up. So the key to this is when you exhale, you're going to pull your belly and your hips back while pulling your chest forward to grab wherever your body wants you to grab. Don't force it. And then on every inhale, you fill your belly up with lungs. Fill your belly up with lungs. You fill your lungs up with air. And then when you exhale, you create space so you can sink deeper into the stretch. Let's bring it all the way up. Then we're going to get on our knees. Do the same thing to the quads. Sit on your heels. If that's an insanely crazy stretch for you, that's good enough. The rest of us can lay back. So we just stretched the hamstrings. Now we stretch the quads for balance, dramatic effect. Contemplating life, look up at the ceiling. Think about some aliens, something like that. I know he's following me. It's funny how our zombie's name is Paul, but we probably should have named the alien Paul because of the movie Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Makes sense. You'll be Bub.
Set.
Done. Figured it out.
Bub.
Here's the transition. Here's the combination from that lying quad stretch. Come up, grab your heels, and turn this into a camel pose. Whoa, you feel the knee, hear the knees crack right there?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking money. Rigor mortis ain't getting me yet. Not yet. And then you bring it back down to child's pose. What? Hang here. Now, if you have more time, I suggest you hit pigeon pose. It's like that. Hold it for a minute or two on each side. You know? Then you can, it's an easy transition through pigeon. If you bring the back leg around, straighten the other leg out. That's how we can go from side to side of pigeon. If you want to embark on this journey with me, I suggest you pause this video and just hold pigeon for as long as you can. It's great to loosen up the glutes. Glute medius is tight in almost everybody, and this is the best stretch to target that. You can take it as deep as you want, like your mom. Bring it around, and we're gonna fall into an inversion pose. You know, if you're an advanced person and you want to do some handstands or headstands or whatever, awesome, do that. Make sure there are pumpkins and tombstones around to catch you if you fall. We're just going to fall back into a shoulder stand. You can hold this for a long time, usually. You can usually hold this for longer than you can a headstand or a handstand. So we're going to let all the blood rush to your head. Makes your hair grow longer. It's my secret. Good for your complexion. That's why I look so young for 270. It can't hurt your size either. I had to. I can't help. I'm sorry. Take it back to plow. I can't talk in this. I sound like an alien. I sound like Bub's talking. Oh, unwind yourself, and you can either come to fish pose, just bringing your hands under your lower back, resting on your elbows, and kind of arcing your chest up and letting your head hang to open up your throat. Or If you're advanced, only if you're advanced. Don't try this for like the first time right now and fuck your shit up. We cannot be held responsible for your hospital bills or funeral bills, but you can do a wheel pose. And that's a glute bridge. And then bring your hands beside your ears and extend your arms. You just hang here for as long as you can. And then we're going to slowly unwind. Hug your knees. Shake back and forth, shake, rattle, and roll, massage your spine. And then just melt into corpse pose, our favorite pose. And just breathe and chill for like, put on your favorite music if you want, and just like hang out Savasana for like as long as you can. It's great for you. My recommendation, do that. Time lapse 15 minutes. Sound effect. Thank you all. Thank you all for hanging out, stretching, and getting your hips loose and keeping it rock and roll with me. Rest in peace to DMX. Thank you to the cameraman. Love you all. Namaste, bitch.